Good morning, everyone. My name is Marcos Orellana. I am the United Nations Special Rapporteur on Toxics and Human Rights. Thank you very much for the kind invitation to join via this video recording the conference convened by the presidency of the European Union on tomorrow's chemicals policy. The mandate on toxics and human rights is a special procedure of the Human Rights Council. It was created in the understanding that exposure to hazardous substances has serious adverse impacts on the effective enjoyment of internationally protected human rights. It is a monitoring and reporting mandate which has a global scope. It is intended to elevate the voices of victims of exposure and press for prevention of exposure and effective remedies. In the terms of my mandate, I engage multilateral, regional, and national level processes concerning chemicals and wastes. Actually, I am recording this from Santiago in Chile, where I have come to join the third session of the Conference of the Parties of the Escazú Agreement on Environmental Rights, which is scheduled to debate the issue of pollutant release and transfer registries. On that issue, the European Union has many lessons to offer. Last year, in 2023, I had the opportunity to participate in the fifth session of the International Conference on Chemicals Management, also known as ICCM 5. This conference confronted the critical challenge of setting up a new framework that could tackle the global crisis of pollution. So doing that could strengthen the sound management of chemicals and wastes at the national level, that could drive innovation, solutions that we need to address the risks and harms, and that could ensure respect to the right to a clean, healthy, and sustainable environment, which the UN General Assembly has recognized for the first time at the global level in 2022. And the conference delivered. It delivered a new global framework on chemicals management as a successor to the strategic approach to international chemicals management, so known as SAICM. SAICM had made an important achievement. It led to the creation of the Alliance on Lead in Paint, which was highly influential in setting up national level legislation to deal with this serious threat, the serious threat of lead in paint. It also identified several emerging policy issues, among them the issue of PFAS, or so-called forever chemicals, because of their persistence. In the terms of my mandate, the tools of allegation letters, I have raised the issue of export of PFAS waste from Europe in breach of the OECD norms. I have also addressed PFAS in country visits, examining massive contamination of water sources and exposure of hundreds of thousands of people. For these and other reasons, I am very pleased to see the proposal currently being examined at the European Union on restrictions of PFAS under REACH. However, SAICM did not succeed in achieving the global 2020 goal that had been articulated in the Johannesburg Summit on Sustainable Development. I had the chance to speak about the critical importance of human rights in the new global framework at ICCM 5 in Bonn last year. It is great to see important outcomes in the global framework, such as the realignment of the main objective of the framework to focus first and foremost on prevention of exposure, not on minimization of risk or harm. It is very encouraging to see the launch of an alliance on highly hazardous pesticides, and also to see first steps toward the elaboration of a gender action plan on chemicals and wastes under the framework. On this point, my next thematic report to the UN General Assembly, which I will deliver in October this year, will focus on the issue of gender and toxics. These are important achievements and advances. They are encouraging, but there are also elements of a glass half empty coming out from the global framework on chemicals. And the rules or the provisions on the export of prohibited products is a case in point. That takes me to a reflection on the EU chemical strategy for sustainability, on which I will further elaborate in the second part of this recording. Thank you for your attention.